Okay. So I think we should start, or should we wait like 2-3 minutes more?
As you wish. I'm okay with both.
Okay, let's wait 1 more minute then.
Definitely.
In meantime, if anyone still has not installed VS Code in their computer or laptop, please install it. और आज जावास्क्रिप्ट पढ़ाएंगे तो उसके लिए नोड भी इंस्टॉल करना है.
Uh, yes, I had shared a prerequisite document. It must have been shared by Pritam to you, so you can refer to that.
Yes. Okay, we should start one of the.
Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Manavendra A.K. Manav. It's really good to see 20 plus people joining in the weekend to learn something. I hope you learn something from me. So in this session, we'll be learning about JavaScript. This session will be totally about understanding what how can you build web applications through JavaScript, and this will set up a base for the next session in which you will learn about how you can fetch the real world APIs. Yes, at this point, API might seem something overwhelming, but by the next session of JavaScript, you will understand what API is it and how you can integrate them in your applications. So today, our main goal would be to understand, to get familiar with JavaScript syntax, how you can link it to your existing static pages, which had built using HTML and CSS. And most probably, many of you would had already built portfolios. How you can make it dynamic instead of the static web pages. We'll learn all about that. Then please don't focus. This session is not about like learning syntax in a very deep manner or understanding the theoretical concepts. This session is totally focused on how you can actually build something and not learning the theoretical concepts in very deep. So that's it. That you can always reach out to me later on after this session and ask whatever the doubts you have, let it be theoretical, practical, or anything. I can clear them out. But since we have limited time in this session, we'll just learn about the how we can build something using JavaScript instead of focusing what JavaScript is, like why this is this, why this is that. So we'll get started. So as shared by me, I had already shared a prerequisite document before this. I expect everyone has installed VS Code in their machines and everyone is sitting with their laptops. That's the most important thing. Please don't sit with your phones. You're not gonna learn anything with this. You are only gonna learn something if you are following along with this session. So we'll just start in a while now. So first of all, I'm not walking through you to how to create a folder and how you can open it in VS Code. I hope you have already created a folder of yours and opened VS Code. So I'll just share my screen now. So yes, is my screen visible? You can type in the chat, or Shivam or someone from the team can just affirm.
Yes, for me it's visible.
Okay, I hope everyone is able to see my screen. So I also expect that you already know basics of HTML and CSS, especially HTML, not if not CSS, because we you do require knowledge about what these tags are, how you are like how you are like creating a website, and like how it's being visible in the web browser itself. And yeah, I must have not shared. And I hope like everyone has installed live server in as an extension in their VS Code. please affirm, because it will be very important, or else like something you might type and you might not see in your see as a result in your web browser because it's not updating live. You might have to refresh each and every time you make a change. So I hope everyone has done that. Please affirm. Yes. Okay, so just before we start JavaScript, we need to test it out if every one of you if everyone's machine is okay with running the scripts of JavaScript. So just create a simple HTML template like this. Just wait a second. Actually, my mouse stopped working. Just give me a minute. I'm really sorry for that. My mouse stopped working. Now it's so. Just before we start, please create a HTML template. Anything that can be anything, or that can be anything like you have already built in past. And just like we used to link CSS in our HTML pages, we have first of all we will be testing if our scripts that are we gonna run are actually working in our web pages or not. So just affirm me once you like create or you're ready with this setup. Like you're ready with index.html and a script.js. If not, styles.css is not that much mandatory in our session. But yeah, if you want, you can create with like it's when you see something like it's you can make your web pages appealing, and like if you see it appealing, that develops much more interest definitely. So yeah, so just affirm me at least. I'll wait for five affirmations. Yes, I'll just wait for five affirmations, not more than that. I hope you'll get sticking to it. It can be something from your past. Like if you have already created something in your past, like you can be chill and just use that also. I'll just wait for 2 minutes more. And that's it. Or even if you have limited time, you can still raise your queries in the chat, or you can just open up your mic and say to me. Uh, if it would be something like that affects the current development process, we'll definitely clear that out. Or just after we complete the whole session, just stay in the meeting and I'll be clearing that out. Okay, I guess I, I don't see anyone typing over the chat. So maybe we'll just proceed with that. So you must have an index.html file or script.js file. I'll just clear it out and we'll just start from beginning. So what you have to do, just after your body ends, you write something like script. A Copilot is definitely suggesting me, but yeah, you can type it a script, and you have to mention the source from where you are getting the JavaScript file to serve your HTML file. So for me, it's script.js. If you have files, you have something different folder, then you have. Suppose I had some other folder, like if I had Java, then I would have done like this. But I all of my is already available over here. And if you're using the VS Code, you can also see that all of your files over here. So I'm just doing this, and I'll just close the script tag. Okay, so once this is done, now I'll just start with the basic thing, very basic thing. What will we do? Just type out with me document dot. Just close this document dot get element by suppose I have get element by ID, because as you can see over here, I have something called para, right? I have I have a paragraph tag with an ID called para. So this is just for testing purpose, guys. So what you can do, get element by ID. I have written something called para, and that dot inner text. I'll set the inner text. This text has been changed. I might have not shared my whole screen. Let me share the whole screen of mine. I hope it's visible now, the whole screen. Yeah. So you must know about live server. I have just served this page using the live server, and you can see this is the my current web page. You can see this is the sample web page to demonstrate HTML and CSS. That's the totally the thing that I have written over here. You can see it over here, right? And now once I like save this thing, and once I go to this text has been changed using JavaScript. So what does that mean? I just changed it using JavaScript, and JavaScript is being served to my HTML file. So that means I have successfully set up JavaScript. Okay. Are we at the same page, guys? Is it working for everyone?
क्या यहाँ तक किसी को कोई डाउट है? If you have the doubt, then you can ask anytime. Unmute yourself and just ask the doubt or write in the chat. Okay.
Okay, I assume that nobody has any doubt. It's a very simple thing. I get it. Okay. So, a preferable way to learn JavaScript is to like install Node in our machine, then like run it how you run Python. Like suppose I want to run this thing, I'll go to Node, and I'll just run script.js. Oh, actually, this is like okay. I don't want to go that deep, but just tell you briefly. So what happening is that like JavaScript is of two types. One that runs in your browser, and one that runs in your machine or any environment, a runtime environment. I'll not go very deep. So. Uh, we will mostly focus on learning what we have in our browser, because we are learning how to make web pages, right? We are not going very deep into backend development. So this document doesn't exist in any like runtime machine or virtual machine. So of course it's getting get an error. So it's like document is not defined. What's the document? It doesn't get any document, but it's totally working fine when I run it in my website. So just to test, if you have installed Node, it's very good. But if not, you don't have to worry in this session. But yeah, in later sessions, you must need. So I'll just clear, and now again I'll run Node script.js, and you can see hello world. So now this marks the start of our actual JavaScript tutorial. So just like in any other programming language, what do we learn? When you learn C, Python, you first of all learn how you can print or how you can display a text that of your choice, right? So in this programming language, JavaScript, we do it by doing like this. We do console.log hello world. So this is how we do. And like yeah, and the guys who have not installed JavaScript in their Node.js in their machines might be wondering like, how can I test it, bro? Like what you can do, you can just save the file, and if you had completed this step successfully, like linking the HTML file with the script, then what you can do, you can go to right click on a browser, you can click on inspect and go to console, and you can see hello world. So like there are other things also to it, don't mind that. But what I can do is just to get focus, I'll do this. I'll write like this, and I'll write over here project dev rush. And as soon as I saved, you can see it over here that my JavaScript is totally working. And when I go to my console, I can see that this is working. So are we at the same page?
Yes.
Without using live server, last day I used open with browser instead of live server because the extension it's totally fine. It's just like you have to refresh every time you make a new change. So yeah, as a beginner, it's a little bit overwhelming, but I guess if it's not working, then you might have to do that only. So, anyways, now let's move on to variables. Once we learn about the like printing what we want. Next thing that we learn is variables, right? So the guys who are like familiar with Python might find it familiar or might find familiarities with JavaScript. So what happens in C++, Java? What we have to do, we have to define like what kind of variable is this. But in JavaScript, we don't have to. Everything is like executed during runtime. So what I can do to define variables, there are actually three ways. One is let, one is const, and one is var. So just I'll just be frank. Like we will rarely use var whenever you, even if you become an engineer or when you're working in a company, you will rarely use var until and unless it is something that the code base already uses. Nowadays, nobody uses var. The reason I don't want to go very much deep theoretically, so I would not explain it right away, but you can search it on your own, or you can just reach me out after the session ends. So we have to save time, so we'll just move forward. So as per the name, it's very much easy to grasp what let means and what const means. Const means that you cannot change. Const is a constant basically. So we will just do this console.log a, console.log b. So we'll just, and yeah, if you're familiar with Python, then yeah, maybe we do this. But in JavaScript, you can add a comma and do this, or you can just add plus and do this. If you are coming from something like C or something similar languages, then you can do this. I'll just go with this for now. I hope like everyone is having a good time. So you can see that okay, let me give a space and save it. You can see that A is A and B is this. But now let's try changing A. Now I want that A should be changed. A is a changed variable now. A is a changed now. So A changes. But since B is a constant, just let me try, B changes. This will cause an error because B is a constant and B cannot be reassigned. You can say that over here we got an assignment to constant variable. So I hope you're in the same page once again. I'm assuming it's you guys are being really unresponsive and it's been boring for me. Please respond. It would be really great if we interact and learn. Are we in the same page, guys? You want, or do we understand what let is, what where is? Sorry, I did not explain what where is, but I hope we understood what let is and what const is, and how we can print something of our own. And yes, as I said, like variables in JavaScript are like interfered or inferred at runtime. So that's why we don't have to define like what it is. And so I can just give it a C, and yeah, C is not defined because definitely, but I can give it to be a number and works fine. I can be it to be a float. I can be let it be a character, and finally it can be a string too. Like, uh, did we understand what variables are?
Yeah, we get it.
And just type a +1 or something in the chat so we can move forward and we can learn about loops next. So everyone got it right. Like we can like if you have linked it properly, you can see it over the browser. If not, then you can if you have installed Node, you can see it over here. For the next tutorial, for the next steps, until and unless we need something that's browser exclusive, I'll just do it over here because it's kind of uh, annoying to me again and again switch the screens to check the results. So I'll just write it over here, and you can just check it over the browser if you guys don't have installed Node.js. So should we move forward now? A minute and I take it in as I guess. Now, if someone's stuck or having some problem, you can just say that. Or if you're good to go, you can just type a +1, like so that we can move forward. I don't see a message, any message over here. There are 39 people who are on the mm, stream, and still I don't see any message. Okay, so let's move. For, oh yeah, I see. Finally, I see someone. Okay, okay. That's really good. Yes, guys, you should be interacting like this. Okay, so now, what should we do? Yeah, like once we have done with this, we learn about if and else, right? As I said, that it's we have to learn like the deep programming fundamentals over here. We'll simply learn the syntax to get over here. Like it's the same over here. Like if you have learned if else in JavaScript, as I wrote over here, you can see if A is A, we say hello world. If A is not A, and then we say goodbye world. So yeah, since A was A, hello world, but I'll change it to something like this, and you can see over there that goodbye world. So yeah, it works like there is else if, then there is else, and it's like same in the like. I assume that all of you know some programming languages. All of you are at least in second semester. So yeah, so if B was B, then I'll do this, and it says goodbye world. And if it was something else, then it says invalid input. Yeah, and those who are like writing in the browsers, they might see it the output in the browser. I'm not showing it because it feels annoying again to switch tabs. Currently, we are not writing something that's native to browser. Once we write something native to browser, we will. I'll also show the browser view. Then there are like greater than, there is like greater than, equal to, like all of these are already same. If anybody is having problem in something, like they are like not able to keep the pace, then definitely they can stop me and I can spend 2 to 3 minutes on them.
Are you guys like actually writing this on your VS Code or editor?
And I do assume that everyone knows some programming language, and that was in the prerequisite. We are not going very much deep into understanding what operators are, what it is. I'm just giving an overview of what how it's written in JavaScript. The programming fundamentals stay the same.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll just now move on to the loops. So yeah, when it comes to loops, like it becomes pretty interesting because there are like very let me should I make you explain? So just before that, it will be easy to wrap up for me. So tell me, like, how many of you are like familiar with arrays, and how many of you are familiar with arrays, and like how are lists in Python? It would be like really good. We Abhinav Jyoti Sen, do you want to say something?
Yes, I have done Python and C in my college, so yeah, I know about this.
Yes. So yeah, so it would be easy for me to then so first if before moving to uh, loops, I'll just give a basic overview of what what lists are and what objects are. So I don't know how many of you have done Python but I assume that you know about dictionaries in Python. I guess you know about dictionaries in Python, dictionaries and lists both. If I get maximum response, then it would be easy for us to move forward. So I'll just go forward and teach what. So like how do, as I said, like in JavaScript, we don't have to mention that what kind of variable it is when we're writing the code itself. So we will say let A is equal to A is a list. Suppose array actually. In we write array like this, like the list in Python. And trust me, guys, later on when you work with APIs or anything in real world, arrays and objects are the things that you're going to work with maximum time. It's always like iterating through an array or an object and modifying an object. It's all of that is like that. Even like when you fetch data from database, you get it in get it in an object format, and then you destructure it. And so yeah, so I hope like you'll learn about arrays over here. So like in JavaScript, arrays are we write arrays like this, right? And then we can write say console.log a. So yeah, as you can see, like this, we write array. And if I write about objects, I'll teach you about dictionaries. Sorry, objects that are similar to dictionaries in Python. So what should I write? Dictionary. I know it's a pretty good long name, but bear with me. So it's a like a pair of key value pairs. It's a key value pair basically, and like what you do, there is a key which you definitely needs to be a string, and the value can be anything, literally anything. So yes. Oh, I didn't print the dictionary or what? Oh, I didn't see it. So yeah, just I'm still giving you 2 minutes like to get in pace. Like I know that a lot of people might have problem in understanding what arrays and arrays and objects are. So take 2 minutes. If anybody have any problem, then please tell me. Then I will go a bit in deep, or else we'll just understand how we can work with arrays and dictionaries.
The meantime, they get a little pace. Can I ask you a bit something else? I mean, actually, I'm getting something trouble while connecting my Node JS.
Hmm.
So how can I just do it in my terminal in this VS Code? Can you just guide me?
Oh no, actually, this setup takes a bit of time. So you can just like, as I showed in how you can run it in browser, you can just run it in the browser itself.
Yeah, yeah, that's is okay. That I have already done. So
Hmm.
okay, okay.
Yes,
That's
please go forward with it right now. Later on, if you want, I can teach you how. Not teach you, like it's just the set of steps you need to follow.
okay.
It's a little bit of time consuming basically. So yeah, it's better to avoid it right now if we have not set up already.
No issue.
Okay, just take a minute if, to like give in pace, and I'll move forward with how we can work with arrays and dictionaries. Sorry, I'm again confusing it. It's not dictionary, guys. A dictionary is in Python, but it's the concept is totally similar in JavaScript. It's called objects in uh, JavaScript. Okay, guys, I don't think anybody has any problem, and we are really short in time. We have to wrap up a lot of things, so we'll just move forward. So now, right now, assume that we have data. So what an array is? Ultimately, it's a set of data, right? Even like object is set of data, and yes, inside this we can have name, age, and like something like marks, right? And marks can be like this, something like this. Oh, I missed a comma over here. Marks, and like yeah, and it can be like instead of like this, it can be an object too. Object of an object is also possible. So but yes, we have to give like suppose tng is my marks in English was this, my marks in ddms was this. Yes, and like you can assume like it can be a dictionary, like sorry, it can be array, and can be object. Object can have arrays inside it. It can have string, float, anything, like literally anything. So this is like You most of the time you'll spend if you become a JavaScript developer or like Node.js or backend, even when you learn the advanced technologies. This is the base, guys. You need to learn this. You need to understand what objects are and like how to access this. So in this, you can give like dictionary.age is like something that I can get. Dictionary.age, I get 30. Suppose I want to get dictionary.marks, what my marks are, and I'll get this object of my marks. And like if suppose I just want to get the marks of English, I can get by like this. So yeah. So does anybody have any problem understanding in this? Most probably they shouldn't have, because if you have done even a bit of programming, JavaScript is a really an easy language to grasp, like easy, very easy syntax. Until like this programming related things are really easy to grasp if you have already some base in other programming language. Only the browser native things and there are there are things that are just native to JavaScript. They are pretty hard to grasp, but all of these things are really easy to grasp. There is no hard syntax, no tough rules. It's really easy. I assume that everyone is following me. Okay, so now I'll move to loops. Loops are also very similar. Like I'll just write for index, let I is equal, you can give it to be I, let I is equal to 0, and then index till the end, index is less than the length of the array. And yes, even in JavaScript, like any other programming language, index starts with 0. That means this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4. So yeah, basically if the index and number would have been same, it would have been like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So we'll just print this first, okay? And we'll print it like this: console.log index. My index is this and element is this. Now just I'll just remove the 0 to make you understand in a better manner. And just do this. I'll clear it out. Oh, what happened? Sorry, I missed it. Like the name of my array was A, not an array. So yeah, I'll just change it to A. And yeah, what we are doing basically over what we are doing over here. So we're just writing a for loop, and what the element is something like, element is the whatever we get in like a of index. That means a of 0 is this, a of 1 is this, a of 2 is this, and it goes on like this. So index 0, element 1, index 1, element 2. So like you understood it, right? And like, yeah, you must imagine like this in const might be changing every time. Then how is it like, okay, so that means a little bit of a deep understanding. You need a little bit of deep understanding. So every time this loop learns, the memory is cleared again and again. So that means once this was printed, when this loop ended, this iteration ended, the memory was cleared. That means the element is again empty. So that means again and again it's iterating over here, and you are getting a new element every time. So I hope everyone it is clear. Once it's clear, do tell me, because after this we'll learn a really important thing in JavaScript, and that is little bit that is native to JavaScript. So it might become messy for you if you don't understand it right now. Like if you didn't understand for loop, how did it work, how array works, the next concept might seem a little bit troublesome for you all. Just tell me, guys, because once we have the important topic after this. I'll wait for a minute and I'll take it as a yes if like it's nobody is responding. Saying you guys should respond, guys. I'm not gonna eat you up. Yes. Okay, I see two of them responding. Thank you for responding. Uh, okay, so should we move to? Is someone willing to speak? I can hear some noise. Someone is turning on as well. Either her mic. Who is this? Pratishta, are you willing to speak something? Okay, I guess no. Okay, now we'll understand a really important topic in JavaScript that is very much similar to loop. Yeah, it's you can understand it as a loop, but it is something like a function for an array. So, like suppose we have this A, right? So we're gonna learn map. So, what map is? I'll tell you in a while. Just let me write the code first, then I can make you explain better in a better manner. Wait, let double is equal to a dot map. So what now I'll tell you what it does. A map returns a array of it's not like the map that you have learned in data structures and algorithms. This is a different concept. A map is a function of or object, whatever you say. It's like an option or function or something that's related to arrays. Like it, what it does, it is basically used to get an array and do some operations over it and return a new array. So later on, like when you work with APIs, suppose you in an array you the got the assume let's assume that you got the prices of different cryptocurrencies or the price feed of Bitcoin in like for the last 5 seconds. Okay. So as if you know a little bit about finance and finance technologies, they never save the price in decimals. They will always store it in like suppose just let's take an example. If the price of Bitcoin was just assumption was like something like $1.1, it will never store the price of Bitcoin as 1.1. It will store as 11. And just to simplify that, I'm telling you that 11, it takes 10 more decimal places because a price of a cryptocurrency or anything in like 1.00001. So it gets normalized in a way. But when they store it in the databases, they never store it in a decimal. So you might get it like 10001 like this, like 20002 like this, right? So let's assume we get the prices in like this. And I'm taking a real world example. I'm not even like just taking this to explain you. This is a real world example. This happens in real life. Suppose we get the prices in this manner. So like you cannot like show that to user, right? The user will not understand what this so many, what a big number, you get such a big number and like they might like confuse themselves and like they must assume the price of Bitcoin has shooted up so high, but it's not in actually in real. So what we can do, suppose instead of you can use a map and instead of element I'll just write price. This can be anything. So price is what? Price is something like that, the current element. So this goes like a dot map. First of all takes this, then it takes this, then it takes this. For a while I'll just move this to below so that you guys don't have any problem understanding. So suppose what it does, it takes the elements one by one and perform operations and returns a new element array. Sorry, yes, new array. So this can be anything. This is suppose my price. Okay. Now what I do is price is normalized. So my price when normalized, it should be divided by a number like let it be 1000, something like this. Okay. And then my price, return price, sorry, not this, normalized price. or I'll just simplify it even more. Normalized price feed. Sorry for that. And now the price will be, let normalized price will be price divided by this and return this. So now when we run this, what happened? Am I consoling? Yeah. Let me comment this out, guys. Just clear this out. Oh yeah, like you are getting it like this, right? So what's up with this? Like it's like 11 decimal places after point 0.3 like this. So I'll just write something big over here. Now when we do this, you can see how like the price got normalized and we can see this. So yeah, this is a real world example, guys. Uh, I know it is a little overwhelming as a beginner. If you have never ever like wrote code in JavaScript, it might feel a little overwhelming to grasp at first. But if you have any doubt, just tell me. It's not very hard. Actually, it's not very hard. It looks hard, but it's not very hard. So tell me if you have any problem. I'll just explain you because this is a very important thing, guys. You'll be using it in the next session too when you call real world APIs. After this, we'll also see how map works inside objects, and then we'll learn about filter, and then we will do something in the browser itself. Okay, just tell me. We don't have. We'll just extend the session till 8:15, not more than that. Did you guys understand this? Do respond it, guys. Okay, Soumya, thanks for responding. Give a +1, guys, if you have understood. If not, you can just tell me. I will explain it. I know it's a little bit hard to grasp as a beginner. I'll again teach you once again. Yes, sucks. Okay. No one else is responding. I see this tree is constantly responding. So yeah, I'll just move forward. Okay. Now will learn about how map works inside objects. So again, just give me a minute. Let me get a real world example so that it would be good. It will be better for you to understand. Okay. So it's I got a really easy example. So where is it? Yeah. So now I can see Aparna doing over here and uh, and I'm just doing it, guys. So I'm just writing anything like I'm making an array of objects just to make you understand like how it works, like how objects work inside. Yeah, I forgot to mention this. Array can be array of objects too. An array can be array of arrays too. Like it can be 2 dimensional, 3 dimensional array, but the use case is very less in JavaScript. If you come from Python, you and data science or something very similar. It's applicable over there, but in JavaScript, the multi-dimensional arrays don't have that much of a purpose. But what we have of purpose is the objects inside array and the arrays of objects, objects of arrays, like all the permutation combinations you can imagine are valid. And this once you do one or two of them, you'll like be familiar with, like you will be comfortable working with all of them. So I'll take one more. I'll take one more example of map and make you understand. After this, I'll also make you understand what filter is. Okay. First of all, like, I just want to get the names of the guys. So like suppose I got a demo of database. Got a database. I got returned the name and age of this four guys. Like it can be multiple. It can be a very long array too, right? So what we have to do, users dot map. And what do I want? I want the user. And trust me, guys, this can be you or anything. I suppose you is the current element. Current element means in our case, currently is the current object. Like it's, as I said, it's similar to a loop. So it loops over the whole array. So I'll just give you, and then what do I want? And I just want return u dot name. Yeah, since it's a new code block, I have to write it inside braces. So what does names contain? Names contain all the names of whatever I got over here. Now, once I console.log names, you can see I got the names. And similarly, if I just have changed it to age, I can get all of the age. So did you understand it, guys? It's a very important concept in JavaScript. I'm mapping, like I'm getting each element and making a new array out of it. Names is the new array. So let's understand it, backtrack it. So I am first of all taking users and running the map function over here. And what I'm doing, I'm picking one object, one element at a time. In our case, this is one object. So I can name it anything. And what do I do with that? I could have just returned you. Simply, I could have returned you. I can have done nothing over it. And I would have got all of these objects. What did I do? I took one object at a time and I asked it to return u dot age or u dot name, anything if I want, right? So this is how maps work. So if you have any problem, this is one of the real world examples. Yeah. Now you can imagine anything, and if you get to do anything using maps, yeah, definitely it will take some mind memory required. Muscle memory required. In the next session, you might learn about fetching APIs. You will use map a lot. And apart from map, we'll using the same. We'll After that maybe we'll do something browser related. Do respond, guys. We'll just wait for a minute and please respond. Your response is very much important. Okay, cool. Now let's move to filter. Similar to map, filter is also a very useful thing in uh, JavaScript. A very important function of arrays. So now imagine like got the same data set and you just want to filter out who are greater than 18, right? Yeah, you definitely could have used map and you could have just return you. Must know about ternary operator. Return you only if u is like u dot age greater than 18. Yes, like I could have like got if u is like greater than u dot age is greater than 18, I'll return the name, or else I'll just return underage or new user. So okay, just like this. See, Adit Aparna was 20, I got it. Vaya was 17, so I didn't get it. I got underage and Satyanath was 25, so I got it. And I got, like, yeah, we could have done this, but like, why should we make the code messy, right? We should always try to optimize and use the inbuilt functions that are available for us. So we'll get let filtered. No, we can like legal drivers. We can say that legal drivers. So users dot filter, similar to map, will again let me close this first. We'll again take the user, and what we will do, and see, you can either write it like this. Yeah, I'll just write it to for simplicity and return u dot age either greater than equal to 18. That's it. Just that's it. We can do that. Yeah, I have not yet consoled it, so I'll just write legal drivers. And even inside this, now what I have to do, I don't want the legal drivers like the whole array. I just want the name, right? What I can do, I can write legal driver names, and I can just again do the map function over here, and I'll just write legal drivers names, and it's done. What happened? Did I miss something? Legal driver, oh, legal driver names. LEG. Am I missing something? Legal drives. Well, it's a driver. Yes. And I got Aparna and Satyana. So yeah, this is like these were two very important functions, map and this. So yes. Use OHR. Okay. So return you cannot use OHR. That means over here I am assuming. Yeah. So as I said, this is a for loop, and this is every time it's running, it's returning something, and it's filling the array. Uh, what you can imagine it like, suppose first of all I'm taking the user, and again I'm returning the user only. And suppose I did this just to make you explain that I can even just return you, but in an ideal scenario, you will not return you. You will definitely return u dot name or u dot age or something like that. You will never return simply you. Then what's the point, right? There is no point in just returning you. Instead of that, I could have just simply console log the users only. And while we are doing return, we are doing return just to fill out the array. Is it clear, Aparna? Okay, thank you so much for responding. Uh, guys, take a bit of time, try out some things. If you have doubt, please ask, because yeah, I understand it's a little bit an off topic from like other programming languages, but this is the base of like JavaScript. If you really need to understand this in order to move forward. Are we good to go? We just have next 15 minutes, and like now we are gonna do something interesting and browser native.
So, legal drivers is the name of the object, right?
Okay, let me explain you. See, legal drivers is an array. I want to form an array. Got it? I want to form an array who are just
Yeah.
whose age is greater than 18. So what we are doing, use from the users, we are filtering out. We want to run the filter function, and we are taking each user at a time. U is the each user object, right? This object. This is the whole user at a time. And inside this, what we are doing, that return u dot age. If I'll spend a bit of time just to make you explain in a better manner, I'll run a for loop for you. And we have users dot length. And suppose we have let uh, filtered names. I'll just this will be an array. Okay. If you know Python, I'll just explain you one more thing. So see, this is the array. I'm creating an empty array for now, and this is a let. So this can be changed. Okay. Now what we are doing? Const if okay. Wait. First of all, let me get the user. So user, and I'm getting the users from the index. Okay. Now, if users.name, then I'm pushing to this. So basically, instead of writing this whole code, JavaScript has its own native function to do this, and this is called filter. Similarly, there is a map. If you want, I can do a dry run for map 2. So the whole field, this means this. You get it right? Instead of writing this whole, like almost 10, not 10 maybe, uh, it's like one, two, three, four, it's around 10 lines. Instead of writing 10 lines of code, we're just writing this. Similarly, it's for map also. We can like make a like what we can do. Just I just want to get the names. Okay. So this is instead of writing these names, what we are doing user.users.index, and we are just in names we are just pushing the user.name. So so if there was no map function, we would have been writing in this way. But since we have map function, we should make efficient use of it, and we are doing it like this. You get it right?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So I guess now we should move to I did even did a dry run for you all. Now you must have understood the concept of it. Okay, so just give me a 1 minute break and we'll move to browser and everything. Let's say like 15 minutes. Guys, meanwhile, like I'm preparing for the next part. Please create a HTML file and so like basically create a basic website of your own so that we can do something browser native. I'll be teaching something interesting in the next part. Okay, so okay, so now we'll move forward and learn something that we're gonna do in browser. I hope everyone has done written something basic in uh like HTML, CSS, and in the browser. So I'll just show you over here. Or even you can like if you most probably all of you know how to use ChatGPT. Just like generate for yourselves. Now I'll just show the entire screen because it's a need, right? It's a need now. As you can see, if it was not being shown in console, I believe that everyone was seeing their outputs in here, right? So like I'll just clear up everything. I hope everyone has a good understanding of what map is, what objects are, what arrays are, how to work in those arrays and objects. Because yeah, maybe today we will not see a lot of use of those things, but yes, in the next session you will definitely be using them a lot. Okay. So first of all, I want every one of you to go to the browser that you and like affirm me that you all of you have created a website of your own. Let it be a very basic one. You can use ChatGPT. Even I'm using ChatGPT side by side to assist me on the topics that I move. Should I move forward? Okay, so everything you see. Sorry, that's the reason I didn't want to share the whole screen. It's okay. So everything you see over the window, it's like a website. It's a window. Once you type window over here, you can see like there are tons of things. Like there is an alert, there's a Blur Bay, Ethereum, like there are tons of things, cookie store, everything like, and what you have to do over here now, even if I write console.log, I am showing the window object. I'm showing the window object, and I'll just show plus, and I'll just like give a line space line over here using this, and I'll just write window and object window. So it's not showing window. Okay, like it's a big object window dot. It's not a good practice, guys. So window dot uh, inner height. I can get the inner height maybe it's 650 and it will, I don't know if it will dynamically change. No, it won't change, but like if I increase the like height is 650 of course, so let's try the width, inner width. Please do it sideways and as I increase this, yes, yes, see, as soon as I do this, you can see that my height minus the width and like it's really window and there are a lot of things over here. So we will start with a very basic later on when you so window dot alert will do hello world. Once I do this, refresh the page. You get this like this. Okay, get it right. Now there are a lot of things over here. Now since I have a button over here which says click me, right? Currently this button does nothing. Oh, just before that, I want to know that are we on the same page? Are we on the same page right now? Like everyone has a HTML page created and the JavaScript is connected to that, and whatever we are doing, it's like uh, we can like basically interact. Yeah. So just tell about that. Okay. Okay. So now currently my button is doing nothing. What I can do is like first of all, I'll get the button. How do we get the button? Like see, this whole thing, this is really annoying. The whole thing right over here is a document, right? like window. Inside that window, we have a document. Like if I write window dot document dot query selector dot button, that is also same. And like if I write console dot log, yes, see, you can see this thing that my button. You can see the code of my button over here, right? So we are selecting and then showing. We can show here. So now we have got the button. Now there are like handlers, JavaScript event handlers basically. So now I have got the button. What I want once now, if like you can like give on click add event listener, and once someone clicks on the button, and what I want to do is currently just let's start with a very simple thing, and we'll just say just write alert. As I said, select the window differently. We are already button was clicked. Yes. What you can do is right. The button was clicked. Yeah. Now I don't have to wait for like doing that. Now you can see like it's getting the JavaScript gets interesting after this. Like did everyone do this small activity? I hope everyone is doing with me because now it's getting really interesting. Like, yeah, in your button, like button might not have the same class name as mine. You might have something else. So just basically select that over here. I assume that everyone is has that much of had much of understanding to do that. Just tell me what's done because yeah, as you learned a tons of things already. Like oh, you now you have now it's a query selector. That means .btn. How did you used to select in CSS? You used to do dot but dot right. You used to use the dot operator.